We're live.
Hey, we're live!
We
Yay!
did it!
For some reason, it wouldn't work on my phone. I don't know why. First time using my Android. Okay, welcome to Witches and Wine. I'm Sarah. That's Gwen. Everybody knows Gwen. And it doesn't show when people are on, huh? If you,
Oh, there we go.
There's a few. Hi, Jenny! Say something in the comments below so I can see you. Just say, hey, yo. This is an interactive thing. There, I'll put my big fat head in there. Hola!
So you should be able to
Under
go
Rowan.
into it yourself and like you're watching and see notifications there as well.
Turn my volume like way down low.
Yeah. So if anybody's watching, if you can share it, great.
Yeah, like, share, all that fun stuff.
Jenny, do you have your drink? Mine says cheers, witches.
Your mouse? Okay. Can you wait just a few minutes? Yeah, you can. Dirty face. Say hi. Okay, we're not.
There's Ben.
Hi, Ben. Who's that?
That's Ben.
No.
Jenny and Ben.
Oh, okay. I like that yours. Yeah, mine.
Share, Ben. Please share.
I have to restart my phone.
I know there was a couple of people that were waiting, so.
I see. Tonight's discussion is all about Yule. Yule. I just like saying it.
I know. I love it. Yule.
John Jorgensen.
Yule. Oh, yes. I'm telling you, it's like the season of the Norse, and we have some of the greatest holidays. Thanks, Ben. He shared.
Thank you, Ben.
Mommy, what is it?
That's her card.
No, it's
It's a card.
what?
It has all of Gwen's information on it. Buzz.
Jenny started a watch party.
Oh, that's fun.
Thank you. That is cool. Okay, I think I got it. A little flatter. Oh,
Whoa.
I'm making some adjustments. Ben! Oh my god. Do you know what it represents?
Not entirely. I know the evergreen is eternal life, so the wheel, it's round like a wheel. That's what I would assume. I don't know.
Oh, that'll be for later.
Well, yeah, that's what I assume it's for. It's round. It's eternal.
Well,
It's a circle.
yes. And what is the circle of life?
You decorate it with dead things.
It's the rising of the sun coming through the evergreen, the circle, and then pushing the sun through the birth.
Oh,
of
it's the birth canal. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard you the first time and I said no.
See, I am blush. I told.
Is it though?
So we have.
I'll
we
be
have-
back.
We have a few watchers. Say hello, share, please. We're going to talk about Yule tonight. Oh no, we're frozen. The internet's been kind of wonky. So I'm on my regular phone and not the Wi-Fi. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Okay. Sorry for this interruption, but we will get back to you in a moment.
Oh, is it not working?
Jenny said she could hear us, but it was frozen.
Oh, nice. And you know it's frozen on a face where we're like, that's never fails.
okay now. No. You come to say hello. I know.
Zoe, put you away.
Here, lay down, sweetheart.
Sorry, I need more wine.
Yes. Well, we have a lot of information that we're going to go through tonight. Sarah has worked very hard.
I wouldn't say very hard.
Well, yeah.
Procrastinators unite.
Hey, we run on pagan standard time, isn't that right?
It's called I work 2 jobs for my mom.
Ben said the priestess starts when she means to.
Yeah.
Hey, Zoe.
Go.
Resting which
Go.
face?
Resting which face?
Hello. Is that Shell?
Yes.
Hello, Shell.
Hey, Shell. What's up? You. Okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna eat me some critters. Go. 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 Lay down. Lay down. Right there. Lay down. Stay. Okay. Okay. Could be me in the end. Could be.
The frozen part, she said.
Oh.
If you go in, you might be able to see the 6 that are watching. I don't know. If you're watching with them.
I had to restart my phone.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sticking with us while we get started.
Your patience is greatly appreciated while I'm dysfunctional.
I feel like one of those calls.
We'll be with you momentarily. Listen to this music while you wait. Do 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 do.
But anyway, I hope everybody has a drink. Valerie!
Hey V.
Hey sis. Happy you could join us.
It's not cold.
What a face.
It was bitter. It was bitter as hell.
Okay.
Alright,
Are we ready?
I guess. Where do we start? That's last time. That's done. Sorry. Like the nervous priest at a pulpit. Okay, so Yule. What is Yule? Yule is it's not the same thing as winter solstice, but they're both celebrated on December 21st, and it lasts a couple days, 2, 3.
The 12 days. It's 12 days of
12.
Yule. It starts the 20th and runs through the 31st.
I know winter solstice is the shortest day and the longest of nights. It's when all the ghosts come out and poke you. The colors for Yule are gold, green, and red. It's also Saturnalia is in there too. It's just on a different day. And basically it's a solar holiday, and it's the celebration of the rebirth of the sun. And I think in Wicca, isn't the goddess pregnant? Or is she giving birth? I never can keep up.
No, she gives birth at Yule.
I thought so.
And then she kind of dies off, and then in the spring, so like she is kind of reborn at Ostara.
She goes full
She
Phoenix.
comes, which I'm glad you brought that up because I have an announcement to make. May I make an announcement?
Yes, you may make
Okay,
an announcement. No, you're not allowed.
So, we have come to the end of a decade. And a lot of things, just kind of go full circle. Well, they did. And this involves pagan pride. Last year, this year, 2019, marked 10 years at Morgantown. And with the switch over, we of course moved it to the center part of the state, and now have a theme.
Oh, goody.
And I know I didn't go out to the public like I normally do with things like that, but
I don't think anybody's going to be
really
like, oh,
feels,
she didn't ask her opinion.
This really feels just amazing, and the rising of the phoenix.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Ooh, I got shivers.
I know, right? Because all of us, of course, right here at the end of 2019, so much has been going on. Everybody's shifting and getting ready for big changes. 2020, new beginnings. That's what we had talked about before it being a year of new beginnings. It's really going to happen. So I thought that the rising of the phoenix just would fit absolutely perfect. So that's the big. Yes,
in all our gooey disgustingness.
So I'm really excited, and I can't wait. I've talked to a lot of people, and I think that the people that are coming this year is going to be bigger than last year.
Ooh, wow, really?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to
Hey, I gotta keep doing better every year. If you don't keep pushing forward, then what are you striving for?
Absolutely.
So
I am still trying to get my...
Thanks, Jenny. She said love it.
I don't understand why my event won't load. Maybe if I go to the page. Sarah, how do you navigate Facebook? It was my daughter, I think.
Yeah, because the dogs are in here. They're being haved.
They're being haved, yeah.
Okay. So, cheers to the Phoenix and new beginnings.
Cheers to the Phoenix. Sounds like some weird Harry Potter book. Order of the Phoenix.
Go.
Okay. Well, the gold and the green and the red, I want to elaborate on that. Well, green is obviously the evergreens. It's the spirit of the forest. The red is the hunt. So the red and the blood on the snow, the hunt. That's your life force. That's what sustains you through the cold winter, and that's what keeps the community together, was the hunt in the old times. And the gold, of course, is the sun and its new rising and on the longest night. Rebirth. It's rebirth. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, those are the three main colors for Yule, and it's very, when you look back at all the Christmas traditions, for those who will watch this and are not pagan or newing. My mouth is not working.
New beginnings. New words.
Newings. Yeah. Newings. But yeah, new beginnings. And I lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was talking about. That's okay. We'll just roll with it.
You just finished up the colors.
Yeah. Still don't know what I was talking about. Yeah, good luck reading my notes. Saturnalia. I don't know a whole lot about Saturnalia. I just know it's in there. Isn't Saturn is... Well, Kronos, I know, is the father of... Is the, universe father. And... Zeus being the head of them. It's like another one of the sons or something. I don't remember what all Saturnalia is. I know it's a Greek festival, but it's also a solar festival of the rebirth of the sun.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Saturnalia is the one where they go around whipping each other through the streets. Isn't that where they switch? They switch roles. Like the rich become the poor and the poor become the rich, and they go around and like the servants.
I honestly can't remember. I didn't do a bunch of research.
I am ashamed of myself.
I don't really know.
What do you say?
Anyone celebrating with I have no idea what that emoji is. Is that toast?
Oh god. With beer and puts up a tree is celebrating.
That's beer?
Yeah, it looks like a mug of beer.
Oh, that's Santa.
Oh.
That's what is that? With beer. Santa and beer.
Look at where our minds are.
Hey, we are drinking. Santa.
Hey,
you know what? You left
beer out for Krampus. And Krampus liked it, and he left a mark on the note that Lydia left.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you see somebody else posted that Krampus came to their house?
Jenny did.
Was it Jenny?
Yeah.
I don't really look at the names. I just look at the posts and keep scrolling.
Yeah, Jenny did too, because she put it out, and she said something about putting it out, and then so Krampus doesn't come and whip her. I said, well, what if I want to get whipped? She said,
you don't want to be whipped by Krampus.
He said, good point. I'm going to bring it back in.
You don't want to be whipped by Krampus.
Looks like he liked the chocolate instead. Ben said it's Santa.
Yeah. So, yeah, Yule is about gift giving, feasting, bringing in the evergreen trees, which are the spirit of the wood, to survive the long winter. And usually you would go out and find a live tree and you would decorate it with candles, which bring light. We are in 2020 almost. We ain't doing that crap. We know that catches houses on fire. But yeah, that was to help keep the spirits and in the woods alive. You know, the deer spirits and the trees and the fae folk and anything like that. You would welcome them into your house to live in the tree that you took from the wood. And then you would return it back in the spring and let it be decompose and give the spirits back to the wood.
Hey, sometimes they need warm places to stay too.
Yeah, just like a possum in a garbage can.
Good evening, ladies. Merry Yule. Hello, Samantha.
Hi, Samantha.
Merry Yule.
Merry Yule.
Sorry.
Same thing with the garlands of pine and holly. Mistletoe was for love and protection. I've got more on that in here somewhere. Oh, it was for those who pass underneath of it to exchange a kiss of peace. It was also carried in pockets for protection and it also can be turned into tea for anti-tumor properties. I did not know that. That and it's pretty, but it's also very, very poisonous to your pets. So if you do have pets, you may want to go with the plastic version. The gods don't give no shits. As long as it's there, it still has the idea. Let's see, bonfires. That goes with the Yule log, and I didn't have time to look up on the Yule log, but I know you know about Yule logs. Usually Yule logs were, they were done earlier in the year. Usually they were made out of ash wood. And then they set them on fire, don't they? And then you bring the light from the bonfire and you keep that lit on your hearth all throughout the year.
The community bonfire is where you took your starter from. Yeah.
But nobody does fireplaces 24/7 anymore, so that's a thing that's. We've been dealing with seasonal depression since the beginning. So everybody was a bunch of drunks too.
Yeah.
That's another thing for it. Yeah, the drinking and being merry. And I know Saturnalia was a lot of getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, celebrating everything. So there were lots of fall babies or summer babies.
Actually, that's how I got here, but mine was at the end of. Mine was the last day of Yule. Oh, wow. And you will see why that's a significance when I go over the 12 days of Yule.
Yeah, I have bonfires to celebrate the return of the sun, life with it, and the year that has passed. And it's also a time to plan and set goals, which everybody, New Year's Eve, everybody sets a New Year resolution. Well, we had our New Year's Eve already. So, it's still a new year, and we're just waiting for the sun to come back so we can get on with our lives. But it's still a time for resting. It's still a time to think about the seeds that you're going to be planting and start nurturing them. I really wish more people would join.
Anybody that is in the other groups, please share. If somebody could share it in Wiccan Pagan support,
Otherwise, this is going to be a really short video.
in our Run Temple Light community, and, any others would be appreciated.
Yeah, my phone just is not working.
Because if you go in and share, the people that normally are waiting on you are going to see it.
I can't even get into into my stuff. I can't share it or anything.
Okay, Ben, well, remind us of what Saturnalia was. Did you know Christmas was banned for 20 years because of the old Saturnalia?
Yes, I knew that because people would just go to people's doors and demand food and crap and beat them up if they did it. Yeah, they didn't do Christmas.
Feed me.
Well, there's the line, bring us some figgy pudding.
Mm-hmm.
What? We won't go until we get some.
Yeah.
We ain't going anywhere. We're gonna keep yelling at you until you give me some freaking pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was part of it. They didn't like that. And I love the play on words, the birth of the sun, in both. Yeah,
that'd be great. Well, you're yeah, and you guys are admins in some of them, so that helps out tremendously.
And for anyone that's going to watch this later, if you're wondering where Samar and Brandy are, they've been dealing with the plague. Brandy had some surgery, so she's still not up from it, and they're just not here, so I got Gwen.
So, so if you could send any positive healing energies to our two favorite ladies, that would be greatly appreciated.
Lots of sex and pillaging and rape. Lots and lots of rape. Yeah, I'm glad we don't do that anymore. But yeah. Yeah, them Greeks were some freaky mother truckers.
Well, how do you think we got all of our creatures?
Because they wanted to screw trees.
Yeah.
It was all the drugs they were doing that they didn't know they were drugs.
I know, but man, those are some awesome creatures. I'm sorry, I'm still hung up.
Yeah, speaking of, Gwen does, it's weekly, right?
Yeah, lessons of the day.
So it's every day?
Yeah.
So she does lesson of the day, on her page.
It's on Rowan Temple of Light page.
Last month, she did mythical creatures, and I have been out of the loop. I don't know where I've been, honestly. The last couple weeks I've been sick, so I've not really participated.
Yeah, everybody's been really sick lately.
The plague is going around.
Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you. But yeah, you're doing herbs.
Herbs is this month.
Herbs.
And
she's doing the herbs.
Yes. Herbs this month and gemstones next month, and then after that we'll find something else. I would like to do something and continue on that's kind of unique that you don't normally talk about. I've done divination before. It's just like mythological creatures. There's so many, some of the herbs. There's so many more. How I try to pick the ones.
How
I try to pick the ones that you don't normally talk about. Like I'm not gonna do amethyst and rose quartz and quartz because most of you already know what those are for. So it'll be something that you don't normally hear about and talk about.
That's like I was looking for some different stones. Moss agate. I have never heard of that one.
I have that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, I'm just
that
starting.
and the tree agate look a lot alike.
I'm just starting to get
Green.
the wine just kicked me in the face.
I
I went, whoa!
I know I've seen that. Sure, take another drink and bring you back.
Well, I've got like half a cup. I've been getting really into my crystals, and it's ooh what feels good, and then I learn everything about it.
Mm-hmm. That's how I did whenever I first got started.
I'm missing some crystals. I actually that clear quartz that I had that jumped out of my hand when we were meditating, it broke my wand again. It jumped off the shelf as I was looking for crystals of the day to take with me because I asked if you want to go with me, and it jumped off the shelf as I was picking up another one and broke the tip off my wand.
Oh.
I was like, apparently I don't need my wand.
Maybe the stone that's on the tip is the wrong one.
That's what I'm
on it.
thinking. Because it's twice it's come off now.
Yeah, it's not meant to be on there. Maybe wait a minute. Did that stone that you were talking about, is it the one that knocked it off twice?
No, Isabel
Oh,
broke
okay,
the
okay.
copal resin the first time. Yeah, it...
Gotta look at the signs. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Billy!
The universe is like, no.
Billy!
Monster freaking bait. What? What? I have a never-ending cold.
Oh.
She used me as monster bait. Oh, apparently this is going to be a really good story. I love gemstones. Read above. Monster freaking. Hi, Johnny. Apparently you knew somebody named Johnny. My dog just perked up.
Oh.
I see my husband's head. Hi, husband.
You want to play?
Not right now. Thank you, though.
Hi.
He made baked steak if you would like some after we're done.
Okay. Thank you.
You might ask the child, the offspring.
I'm making her one.
Thank you. She's playing with her mouse. Make sure she watches.
Well, we're
her
glad
hands.
you stopped in, Billy.
Yay! Good Lord. I do not want to be out shopping at all, anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Done. I have no more information on Yule, so if any of you have little tidbits or nuggets you want to throw in that you know, if you want to share what kind of Yule traditions you do, because this is my first year, like, actually going to celebrate something. I did Samhain, I hosted Samhain. We're doing a little craft day over at Gwen's this week. But it's something new for me and my husband. We've always had the idea, but it's always kind of fallen apart. Last couple of years has been weird.
We've done, we only have like a little tree, like a little tabletop tree. And we make our own, we do like glitter glue and just put symbols on the little bulbs and then put it up there.
I found 2 big glass clear bulbs that I want to make. I want to make some kind of witch's balls. Either that or I'm filling them with whiskey and hanging them off my tree for when I desperately need to.
Well, 'tis the season of stress. How is it supposed to be that you get so stressful around this time of year and so depressed and everything, but at the same time it's supposed to be relaxation and resting?
It's because it's been massified to be a thing. Like, I
don't think people calm their stress, and just keep going all year long. And then once you get this time of year, it's like, okay, I can relax a little bit now, and everything just comes flooding out of you that you've held in all year long.
Frisking your hair.
Yeah, it's okay. Maddie does that. Who is it?
Calista.
Oh. Hi, beautiful.
She's like, maybe. I don't know. She's like, nope. Don't touch me, nope.
If you guys want to get the kids together.
Clear plastic. Ooh.
Oh, yes, I
Yes.
wanted to do that.
Is Billy coming to craft day?
I don't know, Billy. Please
Billy,
answer
let us
us.
know if
Please
you're gonna
come.
come to craft day with us. We're
Come.
drawing on mugs, and I talked about group meditation. Zoe, go! I talked about group meditation in the morning, going and having breakfast, and just having a good time with the girls, and then having our
Made a
craft
girls' day.
because I don't have to work. I don't think anybody else does.
Mm-mm.
And the kids are in school until
No, we're not going to put kids in balls.
no. Thank you. Go. Oh, I love you too, babe. Go eat your supper with Daddy, and I'll eat when I'm done. The holly and the oak king, I have mixed feelings on that. I have a great big holly tree outside, and I should have gone and gotten some holly, but I'm being a hermit and not leaving the house because it's cold. But yeah, hollies and oaks I know are sacred trees. My parents had a white oak, and I would bury all my small animals under it, and always gather acorns and stuff from that. And then we moved here, and I was like, oh, we have a holly, and I want to plant a big oak tree out there too.
Do you know the story of the holly?
I know that the oak and the holly fight, and the holly king wins, and then or one of the two.
The Holly King wins at summer solstice because you're working,
You're working
We're
towards the
gonna-
darkness.
and then at the winter solstice is when the Oak King wins, because then you're going into that
There's
time
a
of season
spin-off story to that that
the-
I will have to find
of the seeds and the growing from the
of
oak
why the oaks lose their
Acorns.
leaves last. And I think it's because of that story. And I can't
That's neat.
remember it.
What'd she say?
I work day shift until Thursday and Friday.
Oh crap.
Crap. We're gonna have to go out and drink at night.
Yes.
I've been wanting to go to Meagher's. They're just a little expensive for my taste though. But their cotton candy champagne's freaking awesome. I mean, we can make cotton candy champagne, but you know. But I'm
They haven't been
trying-
out with us yet.
No? Oh gosh. I will try to control myself.
No, that's the point of going out. You need to cut loose.
That's the I would like to get Matt to come and do something and both of us start drinking. Because once we both start drinking, we start having a good time. My husband was great at the beach. But yeah. That stinks. You work too much, Billy.
We miss you.
We miss you. I think the last time I saw you was the zoo. To be honest.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was just Liam and Billy and Matt and
Yeah.
Isabel and I. Yeah.
I remember that day. Okay.
We fed the birds. Okay, well, moving on, since nobody wants to contribute.
Do you want me to?
You want to put kids in balls. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and do your 12 days of Christmas thing?
Okay. The 12 days of Yule is traditionally Norse, from December 20th to the 31st. It's celebrated for a fertile and peaceful season ahead. Celebrated with wine, mead, or cider, oak and pine logs, and then it's the they do kind of like the wreath, and then the 13 red, white, and green candles for those. Whenever they celebrate it, they light a candle for each
So
day.
it's like an Advent wreath.
Yeah.
Oh, look, something else the Christian stole! That's like the one thing that I actually really loved about going to church in the Christmas time. That's something I remember and I liked with my mom, was them doing the Advent wreath with the candles and stuff. That I don't know why, but we always picked a different family, and the kids were the ones that lit the wreath. And it was just that warm, like, now that I'm older, this is more, I get that warm fuzzy, that community, that sharing the love. I miss having that, and I'm glad that I have it back again. Yeah, because I do love Christmas. I miss being a kid and lighting up when it's like, oh, look, there's all these presents under the tree. But not just that, you know. I love sitting around and talking with my family and my friends and having a good time with them. Because we're busy all year round. We don't have time to do that. And yeah, it's time to take a couple days off.
Hi, Emma.
I don't know Emma.
You
Hi,
will.
Emma.
You will.
And Brian. Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian.
Duct tape is failing monothesis. Yeah, it really is, unfortunately. The statistics are showing that paganism is really rising quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to take over the world. Like, I keep talking to my girlfriends.
Taking it back.
I keep talking to my girlfriends and friends and just random people. I'm constantly looking for different groups to keep learning stuff. And it's just funny. My girlfriends are like, oh yeah. And I'm like, you need to come over here and I will teach you all the things. Like my friend Laura, she's like, is there a type of witchcraft that's just gardening? Because I would rock that. And I was like, yeah, gardening witchcraft. Like she has a chicken for a pet. She's a gardener.
Aww.
And that's what I was telling her. I was like, oh, I'm going to need your help. I'd really like to have a community garden in the back. She's like, oh, all I have to do is come to your house and your entire yard will be full of green
Just
stuff.
got that magic
She's got
touch.
the green thumb. And me, I can't keep a cactus alive. I'm going to get some air plants because she's like, oh, anybody can keep air plants alive.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
keep going.
and
Sorry.
then the herbs of the 12 days of Yule is bay, juniper, cedar, pine, and rosemary.
And I have more information on those, but we can go back to them.
It's all about honoring Odin as the god of death and transition.
Yeah, Odin is secretly Santa. Or hedge witchery.
Yeah. Hedge witchery.
Green
kitchen
witchcraft.
Yeah.
See, I would like to have some kind of tradition, but I don't fall into that category.
I don't either.
Wanna,
That's why I say I'm a collector.
my ADD makes me ping pong around so much that I can't. I'm really into divination right now. I'm really into the Fae. That's something I'm going to start looking up more, is the Fae stuff.
Yeah.
I just I don't want to mess with them and piss them off.
Yeah. I am so glad that you understand
They're
that
freaking
they
terrifying.
can be. Yes.
I used to.
So many people out there thinking, oh no.
I'll be back. Speaking
They're
of,
like Tinkerbell.
because I'll forget if I don't do it now.
Out of those Yule herbs, can I smoke any of them? Rosemary, I know you can because I have it in one of my mixtures. I don't recommend pine or anything like that because it is like a tar.
It's a resin.
Well, the resin, yeah. That sap, it would really mess with you. They, I think you can as well.
What is it?
She asked if any of the Yule herbs that can you smoke, and I said, yeah, I know that rosemary.
Bay,
you can.
rosemary. I
Yeah.
wouldn't do juniper,
No,
pine, or cedar.
no.
It's very caustic
Yeah.
to your respiratory. I only know that because I have rodents. The oils will really mess you up. But going back to that,
Do you have bay on your list?
I have all the different ones and what they were used for.
There's pine.
Yeah, pine was a tree of peace. It's high in vitamin C. You can do pine needle tea. It's really good for you, especially if you're lacking in vitamin C, which who isn't in the dark time. You can turn it into a syrup, and it was used for respiratory problems because it opens up all of your bronchioles, and it was used to treat scurvy. It's also, you can turn it into an oil for massage for painful joints and chest colds. Again, it opens up those airways. Talking to Anita about an eclectic coven.
Oh, okay. That sounds great, Emma.
Bit about everything. Compound everything. Oh, that's awesome. That's Ben. I knew that.
And when she was suggesting
Enchantment. Yeah, this was one from when I was a kid. Speaking of Fae, it's bad fairies and good fairies, and I used to really get into this thing. Oh, hey, look, Isabel's footprints. But it was more so the artwork. Hello, can I help you, Madam Carrie? She's one.
Hello, sweetheart.
She's one that would make an old lady very happy.
Yeah.
She's a sweetie. She's a cuddler. But the good fae are
That looks familiar.
these ones. Fairiopolis. I have 2 of them.
I thought I had one of them.
We're getting distracted on fairies and fae, and I was reading up on the fae. They don't like to be mentioned at all. Another
just appease them, give them offerings.
Another thing I learned is that the Christians kind of twisted the story, and it was another version of it, is that Lucifer fell to earth, and those angels that followed him became the Fae.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, I love you, but you gotta get down from me. We can't do this. But yeah, the bad Fae are in the bag. Look at this guy.
That is cool.
Aren't they cool? What is his name? Brian Froud. His artwork is really awesome.
You know,
Liddy would like that.
I went open straight up to what the Rowan version with the fairies is. It said that if a rowan tree grows in your garden, you and your family will be blessed by the fairies. See?
Yeah, this is. If you want to borrow these, you're more than welcome to. I let my cousin borrow this.
I can't remember what ours is, but I thought we did.
Yeah, Fae have always played a big role. And then I saw that one thing, and Holly was always mentioning that I look like a fairy.
Yes.
And then I posted the thing about, it just randomly came up about Fae bloodlines.
You have Fae energy.
That's what I'm thinking, is that might be part of my magic, is that I have ancient Fae lines that are, and I feel weird about that. It's like, oh, does that make me a mutt?
No.
See, and that's it's like, in their eyes, would that make me a mutt, and they wouldn't want anything to do with me? But I've had a brownie visit my house. When Isabel was born, I was so frazzled and a new mom, and my parents were in Virginia, and my husband was working, and I wasn't, and I had a brownie visit me, and for like 2 weeks straight, my house was clean, and I wasn't cleaning. So I was like, what is going on here? So I left offerings for him, and then ended up leaving.
Jenny said she had just got a fairy oracle deck.
I have one on my Amazon cart that I would like to buy. Speaking of oracle decks, we're like
Yes.
getting in a loop.
But it's okay. All this information is relevant in.
Well, that's what these chats are
Do
for.
learn.
They are not just, here, let me look at a script and read. I
No.
want interaction. That's what these are for. They are discussions. Good Lord, Carrie. Yeah, it's to strengthen the community and share knowledge. So I'm putting basic information out there for people who are new, because even though I know stuff, I'm relearning. So basically, I'm treating myself like a beginner. That's what I love about this book. But I got my first Oracle deck.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, Dr. Jeannie Matthews and your Metaphysical Nook, for all the goodies that I got yesterday for $20.
Yeah, they are. She is amazing.
She's in downtown Bridgeport. One of those B words. And she is having a sale right now because of Christmas. I think she's trying to clear out her inventory so she can get new stock for the festivals.
Yes.
Carrie. But the cards on this are beautiful. And the first one, Gwen got here, and I've had some bad juju energy going out. And I was like, I need to sage. Okay. So what's the first thing? I shuffle my deck, and I saged it. And what's the first thing that comes up? Smudging ceremony.
It's meant to be.
Shuffle it a little bit more. What was the other one that came up? Storyteller.
Storyteller.
That was another one that popped up. I was like, okay, so these cards have already called to me and sang.
And then the horse.
Yeah, there was another one.
It was Sacred Horse or something like
Wild
that.
Spirit or something.
But that is what Sarah's all about.
Yeah,
it's even a white horse too, isn't it?
We
Like
watched
comment.
this is way off there. Matt's watching Marco Polo on Netflix about the Mongolians.
Yes.
And he's attacking a village. And this is really sad. Like when Matt was like, hey, you need to come look at this. And it was really sad. But it was also a thing that yelled at me. He's fighting his brother, and he's declared war on his brother's village because his brother wants to try to take his title as Khan. And so what does he do? Instead of sending men down there, he catches a herd of horses on fire and sends them running into the village to catch the entire village on fire. And the one mare runs into the gunpowder and blows the entire village up. And the speech he gave after the mares went through was talking about the mighty mares did not sacrifice their lives, and they demand that it's known. So go down there and fight for those mares. It gave me cold chills. Horses are my everything. They're my spiritual thing.
You're such a cute
Yes,
thing.
there, freedom horse.
Oh no, yeah.
I had to look for it.
What maybe?
But yeah, I've never had an oracle deck. I had a tarot deck when I was in middle school, and don't eat all the broccoli. I don't want it right now.
I want done.
I do Oracle. I have tarot, but I'm not called to do tarot.
And it's funny.
I truly feel that you have to be called to something to do it.
When
right.
I was in elementary school, the Native American stuff always spoke to
Yeah.
me. Like, we do the Thanksgiving and they talk about the Indians, and I was just like, this is not right.
I like that bottom.
You like the
Oh,
Sims?
good.
Yeah. You need to go in the other room for me, okay? We'll be done here shortly, because
I am on the room.
it was 7. I don't know where my phone went. There it is. It was 7 something. It's almost 7:30.
All right.
So we've been on here for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Go. Thank you.
I don't know if anybody else has said anything.
Cut cedar like sawdust cedar.
And my scent is cedar wood.
See, I like sandalwood.
I love
and
the
patchouli.
smell of woods.
I can't breathe around cedar. When I smell cedar, Jeannie had some incense, and I put it. She got those cotton, like facial things,
Yeah.
and the little medicine pouches, and you put the cotton piece down in the pouch, and then you put your oil on it, so you could take it home, and it would remind you of the seasons. She had one that was cedar, and I was like, this reminds me of a hamster cage.
Oh.
Because I've had hamsters growing up, so that was a lot of love and good memories, and then I worked in the pet store. Yeah, well,
Good.
He got peed on my bed.
Who? Oh, the mouse.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Did you put him back?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We should probably get back on track. Makes. I didn't read that. Makes your other kin.
Oh, whenever you're talking about you being part
Fey
fairy.
blood. But it makes sense, and I'm pretty sure the first time you saw me, and I took Isabel off and I had to nurse her, you were like, she looks like a fae walking through the woods. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not that sweet, innocent thing. Thank you.
can I have your phone?
Fairy. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I keep
Okay.
interrupting you.
December
Squirrel.
20th begins the 12 nights of Yule. It is Mother's Night. It is honoring Frigg and Freya. The story of Balder comes into play there.
Who's licking his butt? Yeah, I've heard the story of Balder.
And that's why whenever I had Balder, I was like, I'm not having no mistletoe in my house. Just because of that. I don't care. I know he was a guinea pig, but still. He was not going to get shot by an arrow of mistletoe. And it said that the tears of the mistletoe were from Frigg's tears.
Oh,
The
That's funny.
berries were white because they were Frigg's tears.
frankincense tears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the resin. I didn't.
Okay, and the 21st, which Sarah was talking about earlier, is the Wild Hunt. It's honoring Odin and the ancestors. Odin is the ghost of the dead. They're hunting for the lost souls that are left. Like after they've passed
leaving
all
no
year.
one behind,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, that's what the wild hunt is.
It's the ones the Valkyries nest.
Mhm. And because it is
Zoe, stop.
this time where there's more dark than light, that's when the veil is blurred. So that, like you said, it's when the spirits are crossing
And it's
over and
not
stuff like that.
just
Just
dead
kind of
loved
like to
ones.
say their final goodbyes, I think.
It's not dead loved ones
No.
either. It's, it's all kinds of spirits. It's angels, it's fae, it's earth spirit, it's all the elementals, stuff like that. They're very active this time of year.
So on the night of the Wild Hunt, December 21st, and what I like about the Norse and the 12 Nights of Yule, they always have, each day has a word that you focus on.
Oh, really?
And you practice it. And the one for the Wild Hunt on the 21st is perseverance.
Oh, this might be something I add to my tradition
Yes.
because he's very much into the Norse stuff. And we were like, we don't know what to do. We're creating our own traditions.
Yes.
Like, we finally are feeling comfortable in this house after 4 years. And it's time to start adding some traditions and making this feel more like family.
I really like the words because you're focusing on that and how it affects you and
Throughout the day.
your life. Yeah. So perseverance, what is it that you feel that you need to go deeper into? What's going to drive you? How are you going to persevere? Okay.
How are you going to persevere?
Yeah.
A blot? A blout. Is
Oh,
it blout
yeah.
or blot?
Blout.
I thought it was
Because
blout.
remember you talking about
I was
going
going to go to the Samhain one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to that. I really would like to have a big bonfire here.
I'm in for it.
I want to move my fire pit though. and I do not like going outside.
The December 22nd, that is the night of the moon in the darkness. So you're celebrating the moon in the darkness on that night. It's a time of rekindling old friendships and relationships and setting yearly goals. The word of the day is courage.
I need this. Because that'll help me with my journal too.
Yes.
And I have been slacking on it. I'm a bad person.
I know, because we were going to do it together and we didn't, to back each other up. So
we got distracted. Life happened.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Yes.
I miss you.
See, he's all in for the bonfire.
I do. I miss Jack.
Yeah.
I miss...
He came to the gathering.
I would like to have I didn't get to because Isabel was really sick.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, and then Matt and I did go out and have lunch, and I was like, can we swing by there? And he was like, no. It was like, okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, well, it was our anniversary
Yes.
the night before,
Yes.
so we needed to go.
What did I tell you?
Yeah,
I said you guys need to focus on you.
That's why I was like, they'll be fine.
Yes.
I wanted to
Yes.
to get up with everybody.
Okay. December 23rd. It's about feasting, kinship, hospitality, and building community. It's in having love and compassion for yourself and then others. So compassion is
Self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's for the 23rd. 24th is community. Volunteering or helping someone to improve their quality of life. And if you think about that, that's whenever they're normally doing the soup kitchens and stuff like that.
I would love to get a group of us together and go do something for the community. We went caroling. Isabel and my mom and I went caroling last year. Even if they're Christian carols, like I don't
At
even
this
care.
point in time during the year, who cares?
Yeah.
Ben's been trying to play the Yule carols
I've
and
been
get me to learn them.
I've been playing the Wiccan and the others, the Yule carols, the Yule Tide. I've been playing all kinds of stuff since like Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving, I was just like, I don't know why, but I want to listen to Christmas music, and it was just Celtic harp and stuff like that. I'm not normally like that. Like I wanted to put my Christmas tree up before like November, and I was like, no.
That's not you. So yeah,
no. I was like, no, you don't do it until after.
Yeah, see, Ben said he should do pagan carols. That's why he's
We
been
could go to a
playing.
nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to go to like the VA or something and do that.
Let's see.
There's something we need to
The
organize.
word of the day for the 24th is hospitality. And
I already touched on that at Samhain.
Yeah.
Good luck seeing me until next year. that was too much.
I think
That was fun though.
Yeah.
It was a bit much.
What?
Me. Because I get myself all worked up at expectations, and then I'm just like, have fun! Stress myself out for nothing. Yeah, my phone, I don't know what's going on with it. It's not working.
Okay, so December 25th, the day of sacred healing.
That's Christmas.
Who actually takes the time on that day for sacred healing. So this year, this is what you do. You practice your self-care
on Christmas.
The beginning of the day and before you go to bed at night. Because
so get up extra
there'll be
early.
A lot of energy going on.
Get up extra early like you would at a kid at Christmas before the sun comes up.
Emma,
meditate,
yes.
do your bathing rituals, whatever it is to do self-care for you. Whether that's reading a book, listening to your favorite song. Kat, your face is going to get smudged. She's all into this stuff today. It's funny, my cats play different roles. Like Baldur, he's lost. Have you noticed he's lost weight? He's not been hanging out with me as much. It's been Ollie and Lucy and Carrie. And Callista sleeps with Isabel now, so she's gained a bunch of weight. And Jinx has been staying in, and she's been hanging out with me, so she started gaining weight. I'm telling you, that energy transfer of stress and stuff, they.
That's why Maddie's getting fat.
Where's my kid?
Playing with the mouse.
Huh?
Playing with the mouse.
Okay. I just want to make sure she's okay. Is our internet being wonky, or
It's not over here.
it's not on? Well, that makes sense as to why my phone's being stupid.
Ooh.
I don't have internet.
Emma said she could get in touch with the VA.
That would be fun. Wait,
You have internet now, Sarah.
I didn't do that. That was not me.
Maybe you did that a little while ago.
Yeah, apparently.
She's got internet now.
I got internet now.
Sorry.
This sucks because my client Jeannie wanted to watch this and she's missed half of it now. Maybe I can.
Yeah, I can get on there and share it.
Yep,
now.
yep. I have internet now.
Yeah.
Thank you, husband. I love you. He's gone. Yep, yep. The wine.
You
must
caught
be
it
kicking.
right. Caught it right in time when I went.
Or the animal shelter.
Yes.
That's something I would love to do a fundraiser is Pagans for Paws, and not the motorcycle gang because I know they do like Hogs for Dogs, but I would love to have some kind of Pagans for Paws for the Humane Society.
That's where we're donating our stuff to. We
cool.
have like a huge tote of stuff that's ready to go, and we're taking it to the Humane Society thrift store.
Well, shoot! I wish I would have known that. Yeah, like or if you don't want to donate to the Humane Society, one of my friends who helped me do all the kitten fosters last year. I got 40 kittens into brand new homes before and after Christmas. It's the Spirit of Animals, and she has a bucket up at Tractor Supply in Clarksburg right now, or Bridgeport. And she's always desperate for cat food, dog food.
Now you're screaming, and they don't know why you're screaming.
We were paused. But my friend Nicole, she has the Spirit of Animals. She became a 501c3. She's always needing something, and I'm putting this out here so that maybe other people will see it. Because I feel bad. I go to Tractor Supply at least every week, and I never see anything in her bucket. And I always try to buy a bag of kitten chow or whatever, and they're not picky. They need stuff though. She right now she can't take anything anymore in right now until after Christmas because she just doesn't have the funds. But yeah, she's up at Tractor Supply.
You find that link, find the link to it, and we'll get it posted. Okay, so
Okay. It might echo. I'm sorry.
Also on December 25th, it's Understanding of the Herbs and the Gifts from the Earth.
And
so,
I have
that.
I have a whole thing on herbs.
Sorry, my mother called and interrupted.
Mom!
She will be fine. The word of the day for December 25th.
I'm watching.
Thanks for joining in, Sarah.
Finally.
The word of the day is discipline, and how to uphold your honor. That is a great one for Matt, because that's him.
That's him, yeah. We're working on chakra, like the class Jeannie's doing right now is chakras, and it was really funny. We're doing sacral chakra. I got lots of issues in my sacral chakra.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't realize it.
It's okay. A lot of us do.
Jeannie was like, I can't say the word. I was like, I'm going to send you all the jokes now.
Okay, December 26th is about 4 and the children, and how do you affect your community? So what, and this one really hit hard up for me whenever I was reading about it and stuff. How do you affect your community? I realize that what I do does affect my community and the people around me.
Well, you're
so I'm being very mindful of that, and that is one of my goals for the coming year.
Yes, Ben, I know there are 144 chakras, but we're focusing on the main 7.
Yes.
We're focusing on the main 7 right
Stop
now.
getting so technical.
I'll get there eventually.
On December 26th, the Yule goat was sacrificed. He was sacrificed to honor, let's see. It was, okay. I wrote it. Okay. He was sacrificed and then revived with the Mjolnir the very next day. The purpose of that was to honor, to bring back the light and protect those that were in the darkness.
I want a
So
Yule goat.
the Mjolnir is a symbol for resurrection.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, if you so the cross
Mm-hmm.
is an upside down Mjolnir.
I never thought of that.
Resurrection.
That's cool. I never thought of that. Man, this one is kicking my butt.
I didn't. I swear, I did not read that. That just came out of my mouth. I have no idea where that came from, but it's true.
Ben wants a Yule goat. We were just talking about that. Go away. Go away.
And
Thank
here,
you.
you ready for the word of the day?
The word of the day is. Are we at Pee Wee's Playhouse?
Well, considering what the word
It's it.
fidelity.
Well, fidelity means more than just.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's about being faithful to someone or something. Something. So it could be.
The same lines as sovereignty.
Yeah. It's not just about, oh, this is my spouse and I'm gonna be true to them, but it's like everything.
Ben went. You okay, dude? Just keep drinking. Oh, okay. Okay.
It's about being true to a cause or a project.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about a person. It's something that you've dedicated yourself to, and being true to that. I don't know. Okay, that's the 26th. 27th. The gods of the hunt. Remember the hunters. You raise a... Here we go. You ready? Raise a horn or a glass to the hunters. Skull!
Skull.
Games and parties.
Can we have a pagan game night with Twister?
Yeah. And this is weird. It's not, they don't really call them games, but skiing was a big thing back then. But they used skiing in battle. Did you know that?
What?
Yes.
What?
In battle. Skiing was a big thing. There's even I think Freya actually is a good one that actually they said skied.
That's really cool. I love to go skiing.
Because and that's why I said it's not really games that they talk about.
Well,
Storytelling,
games are more
rowing
like
races,
feats of strength,
yes,
like competitions. Yeah, it's not like we're gonna do our games unless you really want to do
making tools, like right there, skiing during battle.
Skiing during battle.
Boom, boom, boom.
What do you want?
And the word of the day for the 27th is truth.
Truth.
Hear, understand, and embrace. Those are the three things of truth that you need to focus on that day. Hello, Miss Beverly. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Beverly.
I got to see her yesterday, but unfortunately she was doing a reading, which I heard they kicked total butt down there doing readings. We went to the Haunted Heyman house down in Sutton. They had their metaphysical Arctic blast yesterday, and
I had to work.
it was nice. There were 3 readers, and the Feather and Bone ladies were one of them. They have a podcast, so if you're
Beverly, put a link in the description below.
Yes, thank you, Lou.
Yeah, because I need to download it onto my new phone because I am way behind. I always see the posts, like I always see the things that Ben posts, and I'm laughing hysterically at it.
Yeah. So they were crazy busy there yesterday, and Onyx was there doing Reiki and past life regression, which I had done. So that was really awesome.
My husband told me not to do it yet.
No, and everybody should do it on their own time. That was my first time. I didn't know what to expect, so it was really interesting.
I would still like to have a shadow thing done.
Mm-hmm.
A shadow picture.
Your shadow portrait.
Yeah, my shadow self. Because I already know my shadow self, but to have like tangible, this is what it is, to help be happy. I'm in a new group, Kingdom of Inner Magic, and that's one of the things that they talk about is your shadow self. Know your shadow self before your shadow self knows you and takes over you.
I need to work on that. Not gonna lie.
That's okay. We're always working on ourselves. You've done a lot of work.
I will I'll tell you how
Yeah,
the
you
past
might need
life
to do
went later.
You might need to do a
I'm
vlog
gonna
on that.
yeah, I'll do a little video.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do a video anyway.
Thank you, Beverly.
Talk about the stones that I got at the last gym show.
Oh, I didn't get to go to that either.
I
I missed
know.
out on so much
See,
stuff.
you work too much.
Hey,
I know. It's the season. Everybody has to pay bills.
Yeah, I haven't gone shopping yet at all, like Christmas shopping or anything.
Where was I?
Skiing, death skiing, Valkyries.
The hunt, and I said truth. Hear it, understand it, and embrace it. Don't never be afraid of the truth.
Yeah. Oh, I love the ugly truth picture. Truth and Lie took a bath. Lie took all of Truth's clothes, and Truth came out of the water naked, and everybody shunned her because they don't like the naked Truth.
Yeah, it's true.
So she went back so she went back into her well, and everybody would rather listen to the lie. I would much rather have the truth, no matter how ugly. I don't stay mad long.
Now, here's one for you to do for Matt on December the 28th.
I'm listening. I just
What do
don't
you
know where my pen went.
I have one.
I would like one. Thank you.
It is the day of Odin and the fathers.
Day of the Fathers.
Yes.
And that's the
Honor
28th.
the men in your life and accept the good and the bad that they do because they are the men. They are our equal and the balance. And hey, I'm just gonna come out and say it. As much as I'd like to wring Ben's neck, he's still my equal, and I love him.
That's
so.
my husband.
He stands beside me no matter what, and I can't.
The little things that drive me absolutely bonkers, he makes up for by doing all the big things that I can't handle.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, I was really pissed off at him there a while ago, and I was like, it's not like I want to divorce him. I still need someone to open my mayonnaise jars. Like,
sometimes I come off as a man hater, and I
don't hate men.
I don't hate them. I do honor them and respect them, and
and
that's the day to do it. But it's just hard sometimes.
Yeah. And the other thing, I know I've got blockages in my throat chakra
I do
because
too.
our communication is not as good as it could be, or as it was. But I'm not the same person I was before we got married and had Isabel.
And the let's see, Odin is
Ben, I get that too.
for death. The hunt, the giver of magic to mystics and shamans, and the word of the day is honor. So that's why I said I know that'd be a good one for him.
Yeah.
Day to celebrate. In keeping with the male energy, on December 29th is the day of the sun and the light. Becomes stronger each day. And to honor it, family and friends would stay up all night telling stories, and so that they could say goodbye to the old sun and moon and welcome the new for the coming year.
And that's the 29th?
Yes.
That's a Sunday. So we can
We
do
can
that.
something like that. This is a time, we celebrate the goddess so often. This is the time for the sun.
Yeah, don't forget to balance everything out.
Yeah.
So do what you want, do what works for you, but somebody's in the garbage. 1 second, I gotta beat some dogs. Get out of the garbage, please. Hey. No, Bo, no, go.
See, they know that we're busy, so they're being...
Yeah, baby.
So I will continue.
Sorry, I'm coming.
It's okay, I know.
What?
You gotta do it. The word of the day for December 29th is justice. So it's treat others as they deserve to be treated and give chances to show who they are. So if you feel somebody has wronged you, give them a chance. Let them show who they truly are as a person. It's all about justice on that day. December 30th, we're almost done, I promise. It's the day of the Valkyries and the warriors. So I'm ready for that.
Before we redid the bathroom, I asked Matt what he wanted to do, and he was like, "It'd be cool if you could do a mural of Valkyries on the bathroom wall." I was like, "That would take me like 6 months to do."
That would
Just
be
the
awesome.
detail.
Yeah.
But we've got a panel above our shower that is just blank, and I was like, "Oh, that would be so pretty there."
That'd be cool.
Are you needy, Zoe?
The Valkyries are the ones that took the brave to Valhalla. They are called the Mistresses of the Slain. They are led by Freya, and they are said to be prequel to angels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
what you would normally call to angels for
Sorry.
Horse baby, you call the Valkyries. I call it Valkyries.
Good
I have a
idea.
lot of Valkyrie energy.
Damn. I got 2 idiots. And a husband that's not answering his text messages. Stay.
On the 30th, the day is about self-reliance, about depending on yourself, and that you can make things happen. Know that you can make things happen. That if you get an idea, there's no stopping it. You can achieve what you want.
See, that's what I need to do.
In the day of the Valkyries, how can you not
Oh, there.
get that surge of energy in female? Ha! Yeah! Are the Valkyries? I'm pumped up! Woo! Okay, and the last day. Are you ready for this? It's about divine friends.
Aww.
And Oath Night. So that is the night of the Grand Feast. New Year's Eve.
I'm not working, so if y'all want to have a grand feast and lots of merriment, let's do it.
Alcohol, food.
I
in for
would
it.
love to go somewhere and watch the ball drop.
Yeah.
Not have a kid.
Yeah, I'd rather not stay at home and watch the balls drop.
What?
And he peed on my blanket.
Okay, well, we'll wash your blanket.
Yeah. No, I already pulled it.
Okay.
And he might know.
So you brought him to see me?
Yeah, he went on the side of the road.
Yeah, the people that found him walking down the side of the road.
Oh.
So we have a new friend. You're in the way. Step over. We have a new friend. His name is Christmas Cotton. And I had to bring him back to life because the dog tried to eat him today.
Oh.
Yeah, we found a limp mouse that was covered in slime and was ice cold, and I brought him back to life. Like he was barely breathing. And now
You
he's
are
good.
pretty lively now.
Yep, he's lively now. He's very friendly. But
Mhm.
my
Oh.
yeah, he's the
And
one that
what?
was slobbering him.
Mm.
My cousin's ex-wife, sister-in-law found, like, he was just walking down the road and they thought he was a cotton ball blowing down the street, and they went like this and he climbed in his hands and they took him home, and she's like, "Hey, you want a mouse?" And I was like, "Not really, but I guess."
That makes me feel bad. That means that somebody had him. As
he was
a
either
pet,
a pet or he was snake food, because I said those are the only two ways, and he got loose, and they were like, "Well, our neighbor has a
'cause
snake."
he's so like tame.
Yeah, he said our neighbor does have a snake, so, and he's young. He's a nice boy.
Yeah.
Though. She likes mice. We have 2 rats downstairs.
Yeah.
They're old. They're getting
I'm-
old though.
But that one have a tumor.
Yeah, yours got a tumor. Night party.
My place going to be ruined 20s. Oh gosh, I
When?
so want to be a
When?
flapper.
When?
Like
Yeah, new family.
I want to
Good
do.
night.
I want to do the whole.
I want to give this
Oh, what's it called? What was the movie?
Gatsby.
Yeah, the whole Gatsby thing.
Yeah.
I've wanted to
No.
wear a flapper dress for years now. I've just been waiting for the 20s to do it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Where's that?
Okay, so also,
Alright, we'll put him back in this container, and you take him in the other room. Okay.
swearing oaths
Put 'em
on
in.
this night are held with great power. So it's also time to count your blessings, to take stock, and set a new course for the future. That's why people started doing the New Year's resolutions on this day. Drinking wassail.
Wassail? Is it wassail? I think
I
it's
always
wassail.
call it wassail.
I thought it was wassail.
Maybe the English version
Hold
is
on,
wassail.
hold on. We got Dr. Google.
You got internet now.
I got internet now. Isabel, you need to take him in the other room, otherwise Bo's going to keep poking him.
And I'm going to tell you what it says about it. You'll look it up, but I'm just going to tell you what it said. So it's a drink of fruit and herbs for health. Bless you.
Bless you, my child.
And that's faster than I blessed Ben, so.
Yes. All right, here we go.
So what does that sound like? It's made with...
Sounds like your witch's brew that we had.
Exactly.
And, freaking awesome.
And I'm making the witch's brew bev for the solstice party in Sutton.
Wassail.
Wassail? We're both wrong. It's wassail.
What do I
Yeah.
be?
Awesome.
Wassail. Wassail, wassail.
Here
Well,
we
that's
go,
the-
a
that's-
wassailing among
that's
the
the-
leaves agree. Drinking.
That's the American pronunciation.
Wassail.
So wassail is the British.
Yeah.
Which-
Wassail. I'll make it 7.
Wassail.
Wassail.
You say it. Come on, Isabel.
Wassail.
Wassail. That's American.
Okay.
that must be Texas. We're having some wassail.
But yes, witch's brew.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm not sharing that recipe to nobody. That's going to be the official Rowan Temple of Light drink choice. And yes, it is alcoholic. Boom.
It was good
It's
stuff.
good.
I think I took half a picture. You were like, "Hey, take some of this if you want," and I was like, "Look, look, 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 look."
Okay.
Wait. December 31st. Roll 9.
Mom, that was your phone.
So the word of the day to end the year is wisdom.
It's a good one.
So you take all that you've learned for the year and you really think about it. And it's all about setting your course. Sorry. It's okay. And it's also a reminder to never stop learning.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody knows everything, and everybody knows a little bit of something to add to the collective of consciousness. So be open to new possibilities. Know when to respond to situations and when to not to.
Have patience.
Use the wisdom, be wise, and that's it. Divine friends and oaths and wisdom. That finishes out the 12 days of Yule.
That's fun. Like, Hanukkah gets all this fun stuff. Like, I'm telling you, we need to start doing
I'm actually with on the Rowan Temple of Light page going to go through each one of those 12 days.
Yeah, but it's no fun if you don't have anybody to celebrate with.
Yeah, I know. But that's my hope, because we do these on Facebook, so if we talk about them, then maybe people will join in and do something and share how they're celebrating those days. That's all we can hope for. Building the community.
Yeah.
Waking up West Virginia.
And not letting obstacles get in your way and become roadblocks. Crap's gonna happen throughout the year. You're not gonna have this year was amazing! Like, you're gonna have crap. You're gonna learn. That's the only way you're gonna learn.
So the last day of the year is all about looking at what you've learned and realizing that you're not, you're not stuck in the past. You have new thoughts and
Move
new
along.
ideas.
You're not
and
the same person you were
the year before. No.
That's the whole thing about a new year is it's a new you. You're not the same person. I'm definitely not the same person. I'm very thankful I'm not. I was a crap.
I've seen so much growth in her over the past couple years that we've known each other, and whenever it's not you and y'all that are friends and you're around your loved ones, stuff like that, you can see the growth in them, but they can't see it for themselves.
And see, I can say
hard.
the same thing about you.
Yeah,
because you've this year's been tough for you. Like, the last 2 years have been really crappy for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lionsgate hit me, and I started progressing.
Your awakening happened.
Yeah, my awakening happened. And then you got yours later.
Mm-hmm.
And It doesn't matter how old you are. You're going to have awakenings at different times.
Yeah, you can have multiple awakenings over your lifetime.
But yeah,
But I
I've
think-
struggled the last 2 years severely, and now it's finally like the mist has finally lifted from my
Mhm.
eyes, and I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. Sorry.
I'll-
Break out random song.
I'm
Hi,
gonna
Tammy.
drink to wisdom and the new year.
I drink to wisdom and growth.
To all of you, from all of us. There we go.
Let's go.
This isn't Witches one, but we'll be having it soon. If we have Yule or whatever we do, I'll make some. I'm gonna make it for everything now. Remember how
I'll make for every occasion.
well, remember we were using the chicha, and then that place went out, so they're not around anymore.
That
so.
stuff was so good, and I'm so disappointed. We went and got ice cream from there, and I'm like, this is nothing spectacular.
No.
It's just ice cream that's rolled into a roll.
That's what we did for Lydia for her birthday. She
That
was
is
so
fun.
excited because she got to watch it. When we were talking about earlier about presents and stuff like that, you know what she told me that she wanted for Christmas? She just wants her family together.
Oh,
She doesn't want any presents. She doesn't care about presents. She actually wants to go through her toys and she wants to donate them. And
Lydia.
Mom took her and they got a senior off of the senior tree because all the angels on the angel tree were gone.
Yeah.
But you know what? If anybody out there is looking, give to the seniors because
Oh, they need
They-
it. They're the forgotten ones this time.
absolutely they don't have anything. Most of the time, family don't come visit them or anything like that. So think about them too.
That's why I said I would love to go and do caroling and
Mhm.
bring the kids with us because I remember going caroling and yeah, I felt awkward because I was like, where are we? Why does this place smell funny? But now that I'm older and my grandmother went through a nursing home and stuff, like they just want connection.
I did it.
They just
I did it at the state hospital, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, when it was still open.
Do not utter those words here.
I'm sorry.
What?
I remember I had pizza and my eye do it.
Okay.
But
So,
Um,
what is our time?
I don't know. Our
What
time is 8:00. So we need to sign
Okay.
off here shortly. I'm gonna do the herbs, and then I only have a couple crystals. This is usually Brandy's gig, so bear with me. It's not gonna be as good as her report.
Right.
I don't do reports very well. I write better. I don't present very well. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 herbs that I have written down that are your go-to Yule herbs. Cedar, ash, bay, blessed thistle, chamomile, holly, juniper, mistletoe, and pine. I think mistletoe and pine have been the ones that most people know about. Okay, so let's start. Cedar. It's usually placed by the hearth in the home. Its scent is used to alleviate grief. You can also use it tea. Isabel, stop. You can also use it in tea for coughs and weaknesses of the heart. Yeah, cedar. It makes sense to put it by the hearth because the heat will warm up the resin within it and spread that good, yummy smell throughout the
Mama.
house. What,
you
Isabel?
missed it. He was drinking water.
Oh, good. I'm glad he was drinking water.
Mhm.
Is this a herb thing? Herb thing. Everybody went quiet.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is ash. Like I said before, it's traditional Yule. It's made from the Yule log. The bark and the leaves can be used in tea for fevers. Next one is bay. The leaf and the berry can be made into salves for healing and tea baths. Something I'm going to get really into. Stop. You're talking over me. I bought a book on bathing rituals that I want to use. I'm going to start looking in them and find ones that I like. I found one about Persephone. Yeah. But it's one that it's got all these different ones, so I'm gonna look through it and see if I can find ones that coordinate with me. Because when I got my bath bombs and stuff, I did a bathing ritual and it was on a new moon, and I was just like, I am reborn!
I tired.
Okay, go sit down.
Which full moon is coming up on the 12th at 12/12.
Full moon is
Yes.
the 12th at 12/12, and I would really like to. I was trying to get everybody to do something on that day, and they picked Tuesday.
I know, that's
So
why you
I
picked
don't
Thursday.
work that day, so if you want to get together,
I'm
let me
good
know.
with that. Well, but we have meditation that morning anyway,
Yes.
so we can just lead right
The
into
whole
it.
day. Yeah. Okay. Blessed Thistle. This is one I'm not familiar with, so if anybody knows anything about Blessed Thistle, feel free to make a comment.
It's the Scottish herb.
I'm eating cereal out of Tupperware. My husband has a giant plastic Aquaman cup from the movie theater.
I have one of those.
That's what he eats his Reese Puffs out of. He fills the
Yes.
cup and he fills it with milk and he eats. We'll eat a whole bag of Reese Puffs out of that thing.
Hey, it's Jason Momoa.
I know,
I would
right?
eat anything out
There
of
for
that
a while,
cup.
I was having all kinds of dreams about Jason Momoa, so I don't even want to.
We got the popcorn tin and 2 cups.
We got-
I have one, and
he's
Ben's
got
got
the 10
one.
downstairs.
I can't wait.
He has the popcorn tin downstairs, and I was making fun of him. I was like, "This is a sacred family heirloom. You don't understand."
Bev, you would eat out of a Jason Momoa cup,
Oh,
wouldn't you?
I would eat a lot of things off of Jason Momoa.
I can't pull it down.
Well, pull them up.
I can.
Great idea. Be right back. I have some in capsules. There's something on here that's about gout, but I'll have to find it. I don't have a whole lot on the Blessed Thistle. It's used for protection, and I think this is liver. It's pretty bad when I can't read my own writing. Hush. Go get Daddy. Or you go let the dogs out, please. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Go outside, Bo. They've been asking for like 20 minutes. Chamomile. The flowers, they brought power of the sun, and they soothe digestive and I can't read my handwriting. Renal disorders? I can't read my handwriting.
They're for the eyes, because if you look at the blossom, it looks like an eye.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it.
Frankincense tears, which is the resin, drops from the boswellia tree. They are burned for protection and purification, and it's powdered in tea for vomiting, dysentery, and I can't read that either. I was rushing when I wrote all this stuff down. It's also a good scent to burn around Yule time. I mean, the Christians kind of stole that too. Frankincense, myrrh, and gold.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they stole that too. I got both, frankincense and myrrh.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good scent for death. Holly, it's the evergreen brought in for protection. It's also a tea for fever, bronchitis, and gout. So, the holly, you were talking about gout, Ben. Holly is what you can brew in tea. I don't know what part. You would have to do more research on that. Thank you, Isabel. I appreciate it.
Dad, what the mountain?
Juniper. I think Randy covered juniper last time.
I think she did.
But it's for purity and protection. It's also a diuretic. It has effects in tea. You can make jam or syrup for digestion and inflammation out of it. Mistletoe. I can't read my writing again. Hung. Those that pass under it exchange a sense of peace. Kiss of peace. Carried for protection and anti-tumor effects.
Due to the Balder story. Because that's why, because Frigg took it around and had everybody bless it, and so that it would not kill.
Yeah, Loki was the only one that didn't bless him.
Yeah. That's where that came from.
Hello? Okay. I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure. And the last one is pine. Pine is the tree of peace. It's the one...
I know.
Yeah?
In a pine of tea and I took my left.
You are right.
High in vitamin C. The syrup was used for respiratory problems and scurvy. The oil for massage, for painful joints and chest colds. And I would love it if somebody knew how to make some because I could use some.
What?
For painful joints.
Which one?
Pine.
Mhm.
I know you can
make
use
some.
it. I know that's something I also would like to get into is candle magic with anointed oils and stuff like that.
It's
And
been it's on my list.
well,
The-
you've
the-
seen all
the
the bottles
herbs
I
and,
have hoarding up there. Like I want to make anointing oils and different kinds of oils because I've got all these bottles. They would make great
I'll
gifts.
take it. Thank you.
You don't need drinky drink.
She says she loves chamomile tea.
Yeah, I like chamomile too. Peppermint is something that I've been doing a lot of.
Peppermint in my favorite.
You like peppermint too? Yeah. It's really good for your digestion and kickstarting your energy in the morning. It doesn't have caffeine. I brought some up to the kennel because I can drink 3 or 4 cups of it with some honey and I'm perky the rest of the day.
Mhm.
Okay. Do we have time for crystals? It's 8:08.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I only have 4 crystals and then I wrote down some other ones. I quickly just looked at a website seeing what crystals were good for Yule. Go tell me. Go. Give me my phone. Give me my phone. Thank you.
That's doing.
Your dog is after your mouse. He's already tried to eat him once. Tell him to leave it. Anyway. But yeah, I just quickly wrote down crystals are something new to me. I'm more
Dad,
of
do what them
what
dogs
feels
out.
right at that certain time. That's why I don't go to crystal shows because I'm gonna be like, I need all of these.
Well, that's why I go to kind of get an assortment of everything.
Mom,
I would like an
I try to
assortment of
get something
everything, but
different.
what?
okay.
So
But
we
I
both
need
get
I need a better place to the place that I have that's my altar right now. It's not very good. Like it's a giant mirror and then it's got these little tiny shelves and I need a better display for my crystals and stuff. Either that or I need a thing solely for my crystals.
I have them in, like, you could go to get a fishing box.
I have a
And
couple
all
of
of
those
those-
jewelry sorting
yeah.
boxes. I have a couple of those and I didn't think about that. So
That's what I have them in, and I have them labeled. I keep them all separate, so that way I know what it is. If I am in need of a certain thing, then I can go to it, and it's there. And
that's a good
that's
idea.
just how my mind works.
There's
being
just-
a Virgo,
There's so many that I can't keep up.
so every time I go, I end up finding something different, and I'm like, "Ooh, I need this for my collection."
I would
I'm
like to
kind of
have
more of
a smaller piece of selenite because the giant unicorn horn that my husband says looks like a one, but I can't take it with me anywhere, and I would really like to have something small like
Yeah.
that on me that I can put in my pocket because I carry crystals in my pocket and I end up putting them on my grooming table. So not only do I feel the benefits of them, the dogs that I'm working with feel the benefits of them.
It's because you're holistic.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's not even holistic. That's my own special brand of
Yeah.
juju. I don't know how many
I
holistic
don't
groomers
even-
set crystals out for their dogs.
I don't
Okay, Fido, pick the ones you need. That would be me.
It's their own spa day. It's all about making them feel
See,
better.
most of them hate it though. That's the problem.
even-
Anyway, calcite, amethyst. I can't pronounce that. Chrysocolla. Chrysocolla. Chrysola. Garnet, clear quartz, and rose quartz are the 6 that I have just written down. Clear quartz is like a go-to. Rose quartz I know is a crystal of love, the pink. Garnet, I've got it written down. It's a root chakra. It's a fire element. It's for inner vitality and stamina. It helps you find your inner strength and mojo to get projects moving and to connect with your passion.
That's
I
what you
know,
need for
Mona.
Saturnalia.
It's for
Whoop.
It's for rooted energy and it keeps you balanced. So it's a really good one to carry on you if you want to start new projects like I'm trying to do. This next year, I'm really wanting to work towards getting my business started. Look at her. She's like, "You're laughing. I can come over here now." Clear quartz is programmable. What do you mean by that?
I mean, it just means it's like an open vessel. You
it's
fill
like
it
a
with
cure-all.
you fill it with your energy, and it magnifies it.
Oh, that was my toe. Stop. Okay. Blue calcite. Jeannie got orange calcite out yesterday, and she has this giant chunk. It's this big and this tall. And you pick that thing up, and you can feel the vibration coming off of it. It's really cool.
Walk away to me.
Okay.
And walk into
Okay. Okay, thank you for telling me you need to go. But blue calcite for Yule, it's a throat chakra. It's your 5th, and then it's also for your 3rd eye, which is your 3rd. It's an element of air. It's for communication, to find the right words to speak your truth in a gentle way. It's also emotionally soothing. So it's a really good one. You might need to pick up one of these. It's a good way to help with your communication and get across to people without getting your ties crossed. Because that seems like that happens with us a lot. You're like, we miscommunicate a lot, and you're
We're like,
what's going on? Yeah, and I'm like, I need to speak to you. That's what I always say. I'm like, no, I'm shutting this down. I need to speak to you in person before we go any further, because I'm getting weird vibes that you're pissed, and it's just, we're talking.
And I'm not.
I know, that's the thing. Yeah.
But we're like that with each other.
Yeah, we're like that with each other. Hi, Care Bear.
That's what friends are for, right?
Absolutely. How do you say this one?
You can't assign it. You can assign it to my task.
Does the little paperclip guy come up?
Oh,
Microsoft Word.
Clint.
Zoe, she's so itchy. I'm getting her.
I know.
She's getting some drugs after Christmas.
Oh.
Okay. How do you say this? Fuchsite. Fuchsite?
Wait a minute. Where?
Fuchsite?
Yeah, Fuchsite.
Fuchsite. It's a heart, your 4th chakra. It's an elements are air and earth. The person that wrote the blog that I was copying. I'm busy! Hold on! What?
Something about her pants.
Oh, great. My husband is not answering his text messages. Hold on, babe. Fuchsite is an earthy, heartfelt, it's really good for connecting with yourself, loving yourself, which goes back to your self-care in the wintertime, and for grounding. It's an earthy stone, so it's good for grounding yourself. Mossagate, it's a root chakra, it's a heart chakra, it's also an earth element. Zoe, quit. It also helps connect you with the earth elements and ground yourself, heart, mind, and spirit. So that one's a good one for overall everything.
I love that. I'm all about green stones. She's right. When it comes to understanding somebody, it's the worst.
Yeah, I hate having intense conversations with people over text or messenger. You can't interpret any kind of emotion through words unless they are really good with descriptions.
I am not.
Yeah. Well,
no.
Yeah, the other day you said something
even
to
the
me.
even the gifts and stuff. That's no.
Something you said to me the other day, and I was like, I can't do this right now.
She's always like, no, I don't even.
I was also very feeling like
everybody has been sick and trying to heal and trying to take care of themselves. And it's just been a mess. So emotions have been running wild and crazy.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to deal with this later because I feel like crap. And I'm a jerk when I don't get enough sleep and I don't feel good. And I don't like projecting that because I give people warning. I'm always happy and bubbly and go. So they know if I'm being a jerk to you, either you deserve it or there's something wrong with me. It's like, don't take it personal.
It's okay.
Yeah. And the last one I have is clear quartz. Your chakras and your elements. It's for everything. It's your go-to. It's an amplifying crystal. So it's also good for any kind of manifesting, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that little piece that I have apparently hates me.
Well, maybe it just needs to take a break.
Well, I'm wondering if it's meant for someone else.
Yeah.
Or it's meant for a different purpose. Because that one day that we went meditating, it jumped out of my hands 3 or 4 different times. And then, because I asked which ones want to go with me that day, and it doesn't want anything to do with me. So I'm wondering if maybe I need to send it to somebody else.
It'll
It'll come to you.
come to you who needs it. Ben was saying the TV stone, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head what it is called.
TV stone?
Yes, but what it is, and I ended up at the Gem and Mineral Show. The majority of them that I got, well, out of the 4, the 3 of them I got were all clear stones, and they are all each something different. What he's talking about is one that it will, if you run it across a word or something, like you're reading a book, it will magnify.
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
And one that I got and that I will talk about is a Viking stone, and
which one?
it's the one that you
The
can find the stone. It's not called a sunstone.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Vikings used it as navigation, and whenever I do my live, I'm gonna do a live chat to talk about those.
That's
stones.
cool. Yeah.
So,
Crystals have really helped me. It gives something to satisfy my ego physically, but also the energy I get off of them since started like this last year. Energy work like has really smacked me in the face. I used to be really good with it when I was younger. Can you help her, please? She's been yelling. I think she's had an accident. But I've noticed that it helps amplify and chart a course for the energy that I'm feeling and explain things a little better and help me out in my daily life. Which I told my husband, I was like, don't buy me any more diamonds. Go buy me some more shiny rocks from the gem show.
Yes. Well, the ones that I got, actually, they just called to me because I just buy them with which ones call to me. And they actually, I bought them before this last round of crap came. And they actually helped me with all of this. So I am vibing so freaking high right now.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. That's really good. And that's... Go around because we're live.
You may see.
Yeah, I don't want nobody seeing your naked butt on TV.
But we are going to sign off soon.
Yeah, we gotta sign off soon.
If you meditate with the Stevie Stone.
Stevie Stone!
Yes, it's Stevie! Okay, just lay over your heart and bring issues to the surface to deal with them. Ben has been called the, being in knowledge of weird and obscure items. Like the girls were talking about Organite.
He's like walking Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
Get out.
Disclaimer, never put it on your third eye. No.
Do you walk, Bo?
Yeah, he's fine. But yeah, that's all I have right now. I'm hoping next time Brandy and Samara and we're going to have to find some more topics because I said we were going to do 2 this month, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to wait until January.
Yeah.
Her birthday's on the 25th, so I'll be distracted trying to plan for that. And we'll find something else to talk about. I didn't do an Eyes to the Sky tonight, but the full moon is on Thursday, the 12th, 12/12.
Yeah.
So there's something a little significant about that to work some stuff. It's going to be pretty amplified.
And did you notice that when we talked about the 12 days of Yule, it kind of fits in because it's all about the new changes and the positivity and working toward new positive goals for the future. So it fits in perfectly. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm seeing I would like to get into numerology, but I'm terrible with math and numbers. So I think that would be something fun to give to my dad.
I have lessons that I wrote on numerology, and they're pretty straightforward. I think that they will be really cool. I think they'll be really beneficial. So, all right. Good night, Ben. Yes. Finally, we took the Organite down to the girls yesterday, and Ben was all excited because Bev played with his organ. And but we didn't get to hug them because, like I said, they were rocking them tarot readings out pretty hot and heavy there. And but Ben was a little disappointed that Bev didn't touch his butt. It's okay. We got some love and hugs from others, and we did get to hug Rain. She did But
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
But I was, like I said, I was up doing my past life, and so we didn't get to stay very long because that's whenever we're like, okay, and I got the burr up my butt to go to my old family's homestead. Well, you know, it's what I do. That's right, Bev.
It was calling to you. So.
Okay, so anything else?
No, because I've got wine brain. I'm like, I'm good. I've drank like 3 cups of wine.
I still have a little bit in there.
Chug,
I'll
chug,
finish it.
chug, chug.
No.
No.
Oh,
You
see,
just blessed my dog.
a lot of it's still in there. It's just like a splash of it
That's
came
okay.
out
It's-
on me.
Aww.
Right now I smell like, yeah, let's not.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's Coke.
It's not
It's
not the
Coke.
kind you put in your nose.
No, I'm drinking it. Drink it before it makes any more of a mess. I really like this cup now. It didn't spill on the floor.
So yeah, have a blessed Yule. Spend time with your family and your friends, and give back to your community. Make your plans for the new coming of the sun.
You don't have to.
Wait a
Enjoy
minute.
this time of year.
The new moon. The new moon is Yule.
Is it?
I believe so.
Dang.
Yeah, so you're gonna look. I'm pretty
Dr.
sure.
Google.
Yes, Dr. Google. I'm pretty sure it's the solstice is the new moon. So be watching that.
Sorry, my phone's slow.
I'm gonna look into it.
See, Samara would have all this written down.
Yes.
And be like, it's this day.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? They said they were going to come in and talk and chat, and they didn't. They forgot. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm going to give them shit now. My girls did not come. I do really want to do next year tea parties and book club.
Mm-hmm.
I've got my first book picked out. It's
Oh,
called
good.
Witch. It's about self-empowerment and the new age rising of the feminine.
Mm-hmm. Rising. Isn't that what we're working on for next year anyway?
No, I want to get if you're doing book club, you have to dress up in party hats and gloves and and witch yourself out and have saucers and teacups and have like tea. Yeah, we're doing the fun stuff. Stop. Yeah, if we're doing this, we're going all out. Gives me a reason to dress up and look cute. Isabel, move. Thank you. New moon. 12. There's a space there.
Oh, I get where my
January 6th.
26th.
Wait, what? No, 6th.
26th.
Oh.
Alexa said it's the 26th. The new moon. You went for the next full moon, right?
Yes, 26th. You're right. And then the 6th and the 21st.
26th is the night of Thor and children, and how you reflect on your community. So
Wow. That's a good one, especially to start new things for the community and our kids.
Yes.
Because they are our future.
Yep.
A new mama.
So
A
I'm
new
sure you
member,
celebrate
that's
that energy during Yule time.
Anything else you want to add that's going on in your world?
No. Just
Got all these witchy apps on my phone.
Just stay tuned to us at Rowan Temple of Light. Don't forget we have 2020 Pagan Pride coming up. That theme is now the Rising of the Phoenix. We're really excited about that. And West Virginia Dancing Witches. And we're gonna reveal the song.
Ooh, absolutely. Yeah, because it goes with the whole theme of the next year.
Yeah, the Phoenix theme. And see, here I am getting coat chills. With the whole Rising of the Phoenix theme and West Virginia Dancing Witches is going to be I am the fire. No. Firebird's Child.
Yeah, I was.
Firebird's Child.
Stop.
So we're really excited about that, and it's really there's a lot of clapping and a lot of beats, so we're gonna really have some fun with it. And
I am the Firebird Child.
there is
I can't
no
wait.
way that you can be in a bad mood whenever you hear that song. So
I can't
there's
wait. I'm excited.
there's connecting things together now.
I am so excited for next year. I'm buzzing now. And it's not the wine.
On this night last year, Roman Temple of Light had hosted the online auction.
Oh,
and
really?
And yes,
Oh my gosh,
it popped up in my memories. It's been a year.
Wow.
So, of course, anybody that's watching, want to thank you for taking part in that. And at that point in time, we had raised enough money through the Facebook fundraiser and the online auction to pay for the location of where Pagan Pride was last year. This year, and that's right, Bev. And so that puts us in the spot that we are this year. The location is already paid for. So the fundraising that we will be doing from here on out is to pay for our entertainment and our speakers.
So give me all your money so we can make it a good thing.
Yes. we hey, you know what?
The community is what's going to make Pagan Pride because
they do.
The more that they get,
do.
I hate that money makes the world go round, but it really does. Stop.
Hey, Byron is coming, and
okay, stop.
And we are really excited about that. So she is the Appalachian, village witch, and I love
I'm gonna
her.
have to invite my friend Devin. She was raised on Appalachian witchcraft.
Yes,
We had a bird fly in when I was grooming. This is really off the wall. And she was like, "Oh, I don't like that. We need to get this bird out of here. That's a sign that somebody's going to die." My grandfather passed away the next day. And it was really like, it was just weird. And it was funny because his spirit came to visit me before I even knew. Mm-hmm. And then I got the phone call and they're like, "He passed away." And I was like, "Oh, I already know. He already came to say bye. We're good." And it didn't bother me until we buried him.
Well, see, that's the thing about living around here. The majority of us actually grew up on these stories and stuff like that. That is all powwow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's the name for it is powwow. And they incorporated a lot of the Bible into certain things. Oh crap! Yeah, I need to say go. There you go. Okay, love you guys. Thank you for joining us. All right.
As always,
bye.
keep your wine glass full.
Yes. Merry meet and merry part. Merry meet until we see you again. Totally messed that up.
Yeah, we're rushing.
All right, it's okay.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.